The air disappears, not slowly, not over centuries, but in a single impossible instant. One moment, Earth is alive with oceans and forests, with cities full of movement. The next, our atmosphere is gone, no warning. No air to breathe, no shield above us. What happens next is not just catastrophic. It is final. This is not science fiction. It is a thought experiment. A way to strip away what we take for granted, to understand how fragile our world really is, and to ask, what if the sky itself abandoned us? Imagine standing outside in that first second. You open your mouth to breathe, and nothing comes. Your lungs collapse inward as the pressure that normally cradles your body vanishes. Air, once invisible but constant, is no longer there. The sky turns black even at noon, because without an atmosphere, sunlight no longer scatters into blue. Above you, stars burn through the darkness, sharp and cruel. The Earth is exposed, and so are we. The atmosphere is more than air. It is a shield, a blanket, a buffer between life and the void. It is 480 kilometers thick, layered in invisible strata that regulate temperature, filter radiation, and hold the oxygen we depend on. Strip it away and everything changes at once. Without atmospheric pressure, water no longer stays liquid. Oceans, rivers, even the moisture on your skin begin to boil, not because of heat, but because the pressure that keeps water stable is gone. Vast plumes of vapor rise instantly from the seas. Within minutes, the surface of Earth is scalded dry. Breathing is no longer even a possibility. Every living thing that relies on oxygen, plants, animals, suffocates in silence, and then comes the cold. Our atmosphere traps heat through the greenhouse effect, keeping Earth at an average of about 15 degrees Celsius. Without it, the warmth of the sun escapes into space. The surface plunges toward temperatures more familiar on Mars, minus 60 degrees Celsius and falling. Nighttime becomes lethal almost immediately. Daylight brings no comfort, but worse than the cold is the radiation. The atmosphere filters ultraviolet rays, cosmic radiation, and solar wind. Without it, the planet is naked beneath the fury of the sun. Ultraviolet radiation sterilizes the surface, burning DNA to useless fragments. Cosmic rays rain down freely, invisible bullets slicing through cells. This is the end of biology as we know it. Yet to truly understand this scenario, we need to compare it to places where no atmosphere exists. Look to the moon. Its surface is barren, jagged, lifeless, bleached by relentless radiation. With no atmosphere, it is pockmarked by impacts because meteors never burn up in the sky. They strike the surface directly. Earth, stripped of its atmosphere, would suffer the same fate. Every asteroid, every rock drifting through space, no matter how small, would slam into the crust at full velocity. What once lit up the night as harmless shooting stars now becomes a daily bombardment. Or consider Mars. It once had a thicker atmosphere, but it was stripped away by solar winds after its magnetic field weakened. Today Mars is dry, cold, and hostile, a reminder that an atmosphere can be lost, and when it is, so too is the chance for thriving life. The difference is that on Earth, this loss would not be gradual. In our scenario, it happens all at once, step by step what unfolds. The first second, air is gone. Pressure collapses. Anyone caught outside experiences decompression, a sensation much like explosive depressurization on an airplane, but infinitely more severe. Eardrums rupture, blood vessels burst. Unconsciousness comes in less than 15 seconds. Death in under a minute. The first minute, water begins to boil. Oceans churn into steam. Storms do not form because there is no air to carry them. The very concept of wind ceases to exist. The first hour. Earth's blue sky fades into permanent black. The sun glares unfiltered. The stars stare down unblinking, visible even beside the sun. The surface begins to cool as heat escapes unrestrained into space. The first day, temperatures plummet. Oceans now half vaporized freeze solid in thick slabs of ice. Continents lie under sheets of frost. Forests, once green, are brittle husks. The first week, radiation bombards the planet without resistance. The ozone layer, which once filtered ultraviolet light, no longer exists. Any surviving microbes near the surface are sterilized. Perhaps only deep underground or beneath the ocean's crust does life cling to existence. The first year, the planet resembles a frozen desert. The seas are locked in ice. The land is scarred by meteorite impacts that no longer burn up above. The Earth has become another airless world, indistinguishable from the Moon. And yet there is a deeper chain reaction. The atmosphere does not simply vanish without consequence. With it goes the sound of Earth itself. Sound waves require air to travel. Without an atmosphere, silence becomes absolute. The crash of waves, the rustle of trees, the voices of humanity, all gone in an instant. The water cycle collapses. No evaporation, no clouds, no rain. The hydrological engine that carved valleys, fed rivers, and nourished crops ceases forever. And then there is the magnetic field. Normally, the atmosphere works in tandem with Earth's magnetic shield, deflecting solar wind. Without it, solar particles strike the surface directly, eroding what remains. The very crust of Earth is slowly sandblasted into space. If we were to stand back and watch, Earth would shrink into silence. A blue world turned gray. A living world turned sterile. The cause and effect chain is relentless. Remove the atmosphere and you remove not only life but the memory of it. Fossils may survive. The traces of cities may remain, half buried in ice, but there would be no one left to remember them. Still, this is not merely a nightmare. It is a reminder, because our atmosphere is fragile. It is not fixed. It has been shaped by billions of years of volcanic eruptions, comet impacts, photosynthesis, and geologic cycles. Life created the balance of gases we depend on. Life maintains it still, and throughout history, that balance has nearly been broken. During the Great Oxygenation Event, 2.4 billion years ago, early microbes transformed the planet by flooding the air with oxygen. That oxygen later combined with sunlight to form the ozone layer, the shield we rely on today. Without that ancient shift, complex life might never have evolved. During mass extinctions, volcanic eruptions and asteroid impacts altered the atmosphere dramatically, filling it with carbon dioxide, ash, or sulfur. Each time, life was pushed to the brink. Each time, survival was not guaranteed. Even now, human activity is changing the atmosphere at an unprecedented rate, adding greenhouse gases, thinning protective layers, destabilizing the very systems that make Earth habitable. While the atmosphere will not vanish overnight, this thought experiment shows just how much it matters and how easily life can end without it. So what would really happen if Earth lost its atmosphere? In an instant, our world would become unrecognizable. Oceans gone, forests silent, cities frozen beneath black skies. Life extinguished not with fire, but with silence, cold, and radiation. The bigger picture is simple. The air around us is invisible, yet it is everything. It shields us from the void. It makes our planet unique. It is the difference between a living Earth and a dead rock. And so the question lingers. If the atmosphere is our greatest protector, what other hidden systems, fragile and unseen, do we rely on every single day without ever realizing it?